Well, how do you calculate this? The first sign, minus times plus, will give you minus. 4 times 2 will give you 8 and x. What about this one? The sign first. Minus minus will give you plus. 3 times 2 will give you 6. And x to the minus 3, x to the power of minus 3 is 1 over x cube, yeah? You can see this. Okay, what about this one? X to the 3 over 5 minus 1 is 2 over 5, minus 2 over 5. So I just wrote this down, minus 2 over 5 minus 8x plus, simplify this, 6 divided by x cubed plus 3 over 5. What is this? 1 over x to the 2 power 2 per 5. And what is 2 power x to the power of 2 over 5 is x cubed to the root of fifth root of x squared. This one, yeah. 3, 5, you can multiply this. 3 times 1 is 1, 5 times this is 5 times this. So you get this final result. But if you have this, it's also okay. But it's also okay. But remember, if you want to find f prime 1, the derivative of f with respect to x at 1, if you put this one, maybe you will face difficulties, yeah? 1, this difficulty. But if you put 1 here, oh, you know the answer. But this one, oh, be very careful. Be very careful. This one, 1 to the minus 2 over 5. Oh, I don't know. But this one, 1 squared, the fifth root, I can just plug in. Okay, yeah? Remember, if you have this kind of form, you have to bring this if you want to substitute x equals 2 maybe. Yeah, so you don't get wrong. Okay, any question from this, two quiz? Any questions? No? Okay, if you don't have any question, okay, I think some of you were looking at others other quiz. Why? Because some of you doing perfectly the same mistake. Perfectly the same mistake. Yeah. Some of you think that this x is a multiplication and do not write x but write dot to change it to multiplication. But this is x instead of multiplication. And some of you do the perfectly the same kind of mistake. Perfectly the same. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sadly, I cannot prohibit you to not cheat, but remember this. Everything that you did
Hello, sir.
You're muted yourself, sir.
I think you're muted yourself.
Oh, you've been unmute. Okay, you've been mute. Okay, yeah. Okay. Again, I think some of you is cheating. Why? Because I found the same perfectly the same mistake, yeah. And yeah, perfectly the same mistake. So you mistakenly see x as multiplication and you change x as dot. Okay, yeah. I connect, yeah, in this situation, cheating is always a temptation, yeah, always a temptation. But remember what you did, little or small, good or evil, it will affect you in some way. Your mentality and other things. A little cheat, a much bigger. Today you just cheat this one. Next you cheat on group discussion. Next you will cheat on the quiz. Next you will cheat, I don't know, cheat your friend's money maybe. You will cheat your family maybe. You will cheat your husband or your wife maybe. And it all started with the little cheat that you do. Okay, yeah. Moreover, I can bring this to the commission, disciplinary commission at ITB. And you can have 0 credit for the next semester if it is proven that you are cheating. Yeah, okay. If you want to get rough, I can. Of course, I can. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. And you have to consider this. There are invisible hands that maybe sometimes we do not realize. Sometimes when I teach, I feel that I will have a good teaching today. I have get everything ready for my wonderful presentation. But it doesn't end well. It didn't end well. But other times, I do not present too well, I think. But the students understand, and it ends well. It ended well. So maybe, this is just a little cheat. It's okay. But you don't know what will affect you in your mentality and in other things. Be very careful. There are invisible hands. There are gods, your gods, that is looking at us. Yeah, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. Okay, let's continue then. Let's look at this one. This one is higher order derivative. I have 2x to the 4, to power of 4, minus x. So I have the first derivative. The first derivative is given by, what is the derivative of this? 2 times x to the 4 minus x. The derivative of this is the derivative of 2x to the 4 minus the derivative of x. Okay, yeah? What is the derivative of 2 times x to the 4? Is 2 times the derivative of x to the 4. That is 4x to the 4 minus 1. That is 3. Okay, yeah? So I have minus, don't forget this is x to the 1. So x to the 1 is 1 times x to the 1 minus 1, x to the 0, and x to the 0 is 1. So you have this, and you can calculate this. What is the derivative is? From the sign first, plus times plus is plus, and then the number 2 times 4 is 8, x cubed minus 1. Okay, yeah? And I can find higher derivative. What do you mean, Pa? I can find the derivative of the first derivative. The derivative of the first derivative. That is given by the second derivative. And the second derivative is, you just find the derivative of this. What is the derivative of this? The derivative of this plus the derivative of this. What is the derivative of this? 8 times the derivative of x cubed. So 8 times the derivative of x cubed, 3x to the 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, yeah? Minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 is just a constant, so the slope will give you 0. Okay, yeah? So you have plus times plus is plus, 8 times 3 is 24, x squared. And you can continue to the third derivative, that is the derivative of the second derivative, to the fourth derivative, and that's what we usually call higher order derivative. Okay, do you have any question for this higher order derivative? We just use formula, yeah? We just use formula today. And after this, we will just use formula. We will not again using the definition. Okay, just using the formula. Questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, questions?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. This one you have to remember. The derivative of fx at x equals c, what we usually call f prime c, the derivative of f at x equals c. What is this? The slope of tangent line of graph y equals fx at x equals c. Okay, yeah? Or in physics, we usually say how the value of f changes instantaneously at x equals c. Okay, yeah? This means if a function is differentiable everywhere, then it always has slope of tangent line everywhere. This is the graphic. This is the graphic, yeah. Just like at my video, at my slide. Here you are. If you have this graph, don't forget in every point. In every point, you have a tangent line here. Every point, you have a tangent line. Every point, you can build a tangent line. Every point here, you can build up tangent line. Okay, maybe blue. Here, you can build up the tangent line. Here, you can build up the tangent line. So at every point x, you can build up the tangent line. But what about this one? Maybe this is this one. What about this one? Okay, can I have the derivative at this one? Can I have the derivative? It is not defined there. Why? Because what is the slope? Is the slope here or is the slope here? I cannot define the tangent line here. So in this situation, at this point, it doesn't have derivative. And all curve that has a tip point here, it doesn't have derivative. Why? Because at the point, where is the slope? This one or this one? It doesn't define here. It is not defined. Yeah. So this one, it doesn't have derivative. What about this one? This kind of graph, it doesn't have derivative also, yeah? It doesn't have. Which one is the derivative? This one or this one? I don't know. So it doesn't have derivative. So if you have a not continuous function, a discontinuous function, you won't have it always doesn't have derivative. Okay, yeah? Discontinuous function is always if f is discontinuous, f doesn't have derivative. There. Okay, yeah? So if f is discontinuous, f doesn't have derivative. And there's some notes in my slide. Differentiable function is always continuous, but continuous function is not always differentiable. Yeah, this one, this is continuous function, but it is not divine, it is not differentiable at the tip of the tip point here. Yeah? This one is not differentiable at the point here, but it is a continuous one. It is a continuous one. But if you don't, if you have a not continuous, it must be not differentiable. Okay. From here, do you have any questions? Differentiable always continuous. Continuous doesn't always differentiable. Look here. Continuous at every point, but it doesn't have derivative here at the tipping point. Okay. Questions? Ladies and gentlemen, questions? Kayla, Ratu Pembayun, questions?
No, sir.
Kayla?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Now I'm going to continue with the product rule. The derivative of fx is the derivative of fx, that is u times v. This is taught in high school usually, yeah. But if you don't worry. You can just start it out here. So if you have u times v, the derivative, I have how do I find this? I have at my notes. You can see at the slide, yeah. So the derivative is given by u prime v plus u v prime. U prime v plus u v prime. If I have a quotient, u divided by v, so the derivative is given by u prime v, the same, but plus is changed to minus u v prime. But don't forget, divided by v squared. Divided by v squared. So what is the derivative of the product u times v? Is u prime v plus u v prime. What is the derivative of u divided by v? U prime v, not plus. Instead, you are using minus u v prime divided by vx squared. Okay, so if I have, what is the derivative of this? Okay, yeah. If you don't want to use the product rule, you can always multiply it one by one. What is this? The first one and the first one give you 2x cubed. Okay, yeah? X squared plus times 4 give you 4x squared. Minus 4x times 2x will give you minus 8x squared. Okay, yeah? Minus 4x times 4 will give you sign first, minus plus will give you minus. 4 times 4 will give you 16. X times 1 will give you x. Okay, and the last one, 1 times 2x, the sign first, plus 2x. Plus 1 times plus 4, sign first, plus 1 times 4, 4. You can find the derivative of this. Okay, yeah, but we can do this other way, such as using the product rule. This is u, this is v, and you usually write let ux equals x squared minus 4x plus 1. So this is ux, okay, yeah, and vx is given by 2x plus 4. This is vx. So I have to find, I want to find the derivative, this one, I have to find u prime and v prime. So u prime is the derivative of this. 2x minus 4. What is the v prime? The derivative of this. Constant 0 will give you 0. The derivative of 2x, a linear one, just the gradient 2, so you have 2. Okay, so f prime x is given by, you can just plug in u prime v, u prime, this one, u prime v, you can just plug in u prime v plus u v prime. U is this. U is this. This is u. Times v prime. That is 2. And for me, this is enough. For me, this is enough. You don't have to expand this. You don't have to expand this by using multiplication 1 by 1. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this, yeah. And if you are asked, what is the slope of tangent line? The slope of tangent line of y equal fx at x equals 1. What is this? The slope is given by f prime of 1. And this is, you can just substitute 2 times 1 is 2 minus 4, the first one. The second one, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 plus 4, plus, what is this one? 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times 1 is minus 4, plus 1 times 2. So it will give you 2 minus 4 is minus 2, 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 times minus 2 plus minus 12. And what about this one? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 minus 4 is minus 2, times 2 is minus 4. And you have the slope of tangent line will give you minus 16.
Pak, saya mau nanya, Pak.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Your name, sorry?
Felix, Pak.
Oke, Felix, nolak. Eric, Siddhartha. Yes.
Saya lagi ngelihat ininya kan penjelasan Bapak yang slope of tangent line itu.
Yes.
Apakah nge-plug in satu itu bisa selain satu, Pak? Maksudnya kenapa satu?
Oh, okay, because in the question is at x equals 1. At x equals 1. If you want to do at x equals 2, you just plug in 2. Very good, Felix. Very good. So if the question, find the slope of tangent line of y equal fx at x equals 2, so you want to find f prime 2. Very good question. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Pak, for your answer.
Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. This is another question, yeah. This is another question. So if you are asked, yeah, what is the slope? And this is the answer. Okay, yeah. For the question rule, the same. If I have fx equal to x divided by x plus 1, you let ux is 2x, let ux equal to x, and vx is x plus 1. So what is the derivative of this? This is a linear function. This is mx plus c, a line. So it will give you the gradient as its slope. And what about this one? Is a line also, mx plus c, and the gradient is 1. So f prime should be 1. Okay, yeah? So what is f prime x? F prime x is given by u prime x. What is u prime? U prime x is 2. Maybe I just use this. Okay. Okay, yeah? 2. And what is vx? Vx is x plus 1. Minus, don't forget this is minus because this is a quotient, divided, u divided by v, u v prime, u is 2x, times v prime is 1, times 1. Okay, but you could just do this, yeah. Divided by vx squared, x plus 1 squared. Okay, yeah. And but in this one you have to simplify, yeah, just simplify until this one. This is 2x plus 2 minus 2x divided by x plus 1 squared. So just simplify the numerator. It's enough for me. So it is, so you have 2x minus 2x cancels out. So you have 2 divided by x plus 2 squared. And this is enough for me. If you have this, I think this is enough for me. So if you want to find Ryan Abdurrahman Jalins, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
What is the slope of tangent line fx, y equal fx, at x equals 2?
Sorry, sir. X equal to?
Yeah, what is the slope of tangent line y equal fx, the graph this, at x equals 2? What is the slope? The slope is given by f prime
X prime.
F prime 2 because you want to look at x equals 2. Ryan ya, oke ya? So
Yes,
you
sir.
can just 2 divided by 2 plus 1. 2 divided by 3 squared. Then you will have 2 over 9 as your slope of tangent line of y equal fx at x equal 2. Oke ya, Ryan ya?
Okay, sir.
What about when x equals minus 2? What is the slope of this graph at x equals minus 2, Ryan?
Prime minus 2.
Very good, very good. It is given by m equals f prime minus 2. And you can just substitute minus 2 and it all ends well. Okay, Ryan ya? Questions, Ryan?
No, thanks, sir.
Okay. Nah, okay, this one. The derivative of the composition of function. The derivative of composition of function. Okay, yeah. I can see this. I can look this as what? I can look this as this one, yeah. 5x squared minus 3 times 10. What is the derivative of this? What is the derivative of this? I want to find y equal this. I want to find what is y prime. Okay, you consider this as capital X. So this is capital X to the power of 10. So what is the derivative of x to the power of 10? Is 10 times the capital X. The capital X is 5x squared minus 3. 10 minus 1 is 9. But that is the derivative with respect to capital X. I want to find the derivative with respect to little x. So I have to multiply with the derivative of capital X with respect to little x. That is 10x. Can you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah?
Sorry, sir. I didn't catch that quite clear. Can you?
Okay. Your question, miss? Your name is?
Florentina.
Florentina Laila.
Yes.
This Florentina Laila. So 5x squared minus 3, I consider this as a capital X, Florentina Laila.
Okay.
Okay, what is the derivative of capital X to the power of 10? What is the derivative of capital X to the power of 10? What is the derivative of this?
There will be 9x.
No, 10.
Oh, yeah. 10x in the power of 9.
Yes, and x is 5x squared minus 3. So you have this.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's clear.
But this is the derivative with respect to capital X.
Mm-hmm.
I want to find the derivative with respect to little x, Florentina Laila.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to multiply this with the derivative of capital X with respect to little x. What is the derivative of 5x squared minus 3 with respect to x? What is the derivative of this with respect to x?
It's 10x.
10x. And that's all.
Yeah.
This one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Florentina Laila.
Yeah, that's clear.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
sir.
this one I have. 10 times. Don't forget, you assume this as a capital X. A capital X. So the capital X to the power of 9. Don't forget, your derivative should not be with respect to capital X. We are talking about the derivative with respect to little x. So you have to find the derivative of capital X with respect to little x. That is 10x. Oke ya? Once again, ya.
Jadi yang capital X itu yang X kecil itu yang 5x pangkat 2 itu, Pak.
Ya, ini kan kelihatan, ini X kecil. Kalau X besarnya yang ini. 5x squared minus 3.
Oke.
Your name?
Felix, Pak.
Oke, Felix. Oke. Again. Which one ya? Siapa ya? Ardinantio Sidohutomo. Ardinantio Sidohutomo. Ardinantio. Halo. Ardinantio. Not present. Which one do I have to choose? Raka Fatin, Sastra Atmaja. Raka Fatin, Sastra Atmaja. Raka.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think you have to turn. Yeah.
I don't have my camera.
Huh?
I don't have a camera on my.
No, not your camera. Your sound is too small.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I want to find the derivative of this, Raka Fatin. X squared minus 3x plus 1 to the power of maybe what do you suggest, Raka? To the power of what? To the power maybe today is x squared to the power of maybe 2000 and 2000. 2020. I want to find this derivative. Okay, yeah. I can multiply it 2000 times, but it's silly, I think. So what is the answer for this, Raka Fatin? Don't forget, you pretend this x squared plus 3x plus 1 as capital X, Raka Fatin. So you have x to the power of 2020. So what is the derivative of this, Raka Fatin? Sorry. Hey. Raka Fatin? Hello? Do I mute myself?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. So what is the answer? This is capital X to the 2020. What is the derivative of this? 2020 will go downward, Raka Fatin. So it will give you 2020 of X. What is capital X? X squared minus 3x plus 1 to the power of 2020 minus 1. That is 2019. Is this okay, Raka Fatin? Raka Fatin? Raka?
Mister,
Yes.
I have a question.
No. Later. Raka, is it okay? Okay, maybe bad connection. Your question, sorry? Okay, thank you, Ardinantio. Thank you. I
Yes.
see that you cannot use your mic. Yes?
Why didn't you multiply in the end by 2020x?
Why don't you multiply?
In the end, after to the power of 2019.
You multiply with?
2020x.
2020x? 2020x? 2020 here?
Yeah, parenthesis 2020x.
This one?
Like the one on top.
Yeah, this one. Look at this one. This one? Yeah, it's not finished. So what's your name?
Eric.
Eric, this is not finished, Eric. This is 2020 times this to the power of 2019. But don't forget, this is the derivative with respect to capital X, that is this. But you have to find the derivative of capital X with respect to X, that is 2x minus 3. So this is the derivative. Okay, yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, any question from this, the chain rule? The chain rule, no questions?
No, sir.
Okay, if no question, we are going to continue just a little bit more with marginal analysis and approximation. Just a little bit more, yeah. Graphically, you remember, if I have this kind of this cost function, okay, this one is maybe maybe 2, maybe. So if this is Cx, this is x, okay, yeah. This is the cost function, maybe. Oh, this is a profit function, yeah. So it should be P profit function. If you have this profit function, so the slope of this tangent line at x equals to is given by P prime 2. Okay, yeah? And P prime 2 is just a number. I don't know what number. A, B, 2, 4, 5 is just an ordinary real numbers. And what does it mean? So at this point, I can zoom it. At this point, sorry, at this point, okay, yeah, at this point, when maybe this is x equals 2, what does f prime 2 mean? P prime 2 here. P prime 2 is the slope of tangent line here. Is the slope of tangent line here. What does P prime 2 means? It means when I go 1, you go up by P prime 2, whatever P prime 2 is. Okay, yeah? Whatever P prime 2 is. So P prime 2, what is P prime 2? It is the additional profit because this is the profit axis. This is the quantity axis. So for every additional 1 unit from 2, additional 1 unit of 2, you have an additional profit as P prime 2. So what is P prime 2? P prime 2 is an approximation of the profit for the third unit. Why? Because usually so this one, okay, yeah, this one, okay, yeah. This is the profit when P2, this is P2, and this one is P3. So the change of this is P3 minus P2. What is this? This is the profit for producing the third unit. But I can approximate it with this. One is this. This is P prime 2. So P prime 2 is just an approximation of P3 minus P2. Can you follow me here? Sorry.
Sorry, sir, I didn't quite catch that.
I didn't get that either.
Okay. So first of all, P prime 2, we usually call this the margin of profit when producing 2 units. Yeah, it's just a notation. Okay, I'll tell you once again.
Sir, you muted yourself.
Thank you. I don't know why. Why do I mute? I mute?
Oh, no, sir, no, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Maybe your ears. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. So, okay. Once more. Okay, this one. So I have, let's say I have this graph. This graph, yeah? Okay, yeah? and this is at x equals 2, and this is at x equals 2. This is at x equals 3. So this is the profit, this is the quantity. Profit, this is the quantity. So what is this? This is P3 minus P2, isn't it? This is P3 minus P2, that is this one. Okay, yeah? Okay?
Okay.
Loud and clear, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah? So what is P3 minus P2 means? This is the actual profit for the third unit. Can you follow me? P3 minus P2 is the actual profit for the third unit. Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then I can zoom this out. Zoom this out. So this is the zoom. This is the zoom. I have this one. Okay, yeah. Maybe this is at x equals 2. Allah. Maybe I should. This is at x equals 2. This is x equals 2. And this is at x equals 3. So the actual profit of producing the third unit is this. P3 minus P2. Sorry. P3 minus P2. Okay, P3 minus P2. Okay, but, okay, but, but, I have this one. I have the slope of this at P2, at 2, that is given by P prime 2. Okay, yeah? Hello? I draw the slope here at 2. This is a P prime 2. What is P prime 2? P prime 2 means for every additional one, it increased by P prime 2. Okay, yeah? So what is this? Additional profit from the quantity 2. What is this? So this is the profit for producing the third unit. Additional profit. But this is just an approximation because the actual is this. This is the actual. This is the approximation. So P prime 2 is the approximation of P3 minus P2. Sorry, can you follow me?
Sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Your question, sorry.
No, I said yes, sir.
Questions? Can
Can
I huh?
Can I ask?
Yes, yes. Your name?
Tobias.
Yes, Tobias. De
Oh.
Nainggolan.
Yes. For P3 minus P2,
Yes.
is that the difference only in the height or?
Yeah. P3 is the okay. Yeah, my drawing is bad. Yeah, my drawing is bad.
Okay, sir.
Not good. Yeah, okay. I should have used the in yeah. Okay, can I do once more? So maybe I have this. This is as the profit. Maybe two step, I think. Yeah, I think two step. This one. Okay, yeah. Maybe this is at x equals 2 here. This at x equals 3. This is the profit. This is the quantity. So this height is P3. This height is P2. So this height is P3 minus P2. This is the actual profit for producing the third unit. But I can do a better approximation. This. I find the slope of tangent line here. The slope of tangent line is this. What is the slope of tangent line? What is the slope? This is P prime 2. What is P prime 2? P prime 2 means if you go 1, you will go up by P prime 2. And this is a good approximation. This is a good approximation of the actual P3 minus P2. The actual P3 minus P2 is this. But the approximation is this. So this is a good approximation. But this is just an approximation. Approximation of the profit of producing the third unit. So again, so your question? Hello?
I think
Tobias?
I get. Can I check my understanding first?
Yes.
So you're saying that P prime 2, which is the derivative when x equals to 2,
Yeah.
that equals to the slope at x equals to 2, and that we can use to use as
To approximate the
approximate
additional profit for
okay.
additional 1 unit from 2. That is 3.
Oh, okay. And that is the difference of height within P3 minus P2.
Yeah, yeah. It approximate P3 minus P2.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. It is just an approximation. So if I have Px is profit of producing X unit of goods, then the marginal profit of producing X unit is given by P prime X. Okay, yeah. P prime X means the approximation of additional profit, additional increase in height for producing every additional 1 unit of good. But don't forget, this is just an approximation. This is just an approximation of the additional profit. What do you mean by additional profit for every additional 1 unit? So if I go 1 unit, it adds the profit by P prime 2, P prime 2. And it means, approximation of the, and it means the approximation of the cost for producing the third unit. Okay, yeah. What does it mean also? It also means the approximation of decreased profit. So what this one, yeah? If you increase by 1, it increase by 2. And the same, if you decrease by 1, it will decrease by 2 because this is the same slope. This is the same slope. Okay, yeah? Because this is the same slope. If you increase, it will increase. It will, if you decrease, it will decrease also. Okay, because this is just a slope. It means the slope. Okay, it means the approximation of decrease of profit when decreasing 1 unit of profit goods from X. Okay, it is also an approximation of profit for the X plus 1 unit. Okay, this is the example. This is the example. Let's look at the example. The first one. Find the profit of producing the first 11 unit. It's easy, yeah. This is P11, and you can just plug in 11 squared minus 10 will give you 121 kurangi 10, 111. And this is dollars. Okay, yeah. And the first 10 units of goods, we usually omit the first, yeah, because it is assumed that you understand. And problem we usually. So P10 is given by 10 squared, 100 minus 10 will give you $90. Okay, yeah. What is the actual profit for producing the 11 unit? Is given by P11 minus P10. So this is just 90, $21, yeah?
Iya, Pak.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, yeah? So this is the actual profit. What is the approximate profit for producing the 11 unit? The 11 unit. For producing the 11 unit, yeah, I just want to look at the P prime 10.
Oh,
Because additional of 1, what is the additional profit? If I add 1 to 10. Itu kan maksudnya? Kalau saya tambah 1, if I add one goods, what is the additional profit? That is the approximate profit for producing the 11th unit. So this is given by, maybe you should first, sorry. Yeah. Maybe you should first find what is P prime. P prime X, that is given by P prime X is 2X. Okay, and this P prime 10 is P prime 10 is 20. You see, this is a good approximation. Look, 21 is the actual profit. The actual profit for producing the 11th unit is this one, $21. Okay, maybe the profit for I don't like this. The profit for producing 11 units is, and always use the full sentences, yeah, in your, okay. So what does this mean? This means the profit for producing the 11th unit is approximately $20, and it is a good approximation for $21, isn't it? Okay, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what about this? Find the approximation of additional profit gain if it produces additional 1 unit from 10 units of goods. What is this? So if you see this is 10 units, what is the approximate of additional 1 unit of quantity? What is the additional profit?
The 11th unit?
Sorry? So what is the approximation of additional profit gain if it produce additional 1 unit from 10 units?
Is it the 11 minus the 10, sir?
No.
With the derivative.
Yes, this is just prime 10. This is just another, yeah, this is the same. approximation of additional profit gain if it produce one unit of goods, additional profit if I add 1 unit from 10. That is P prime 10, isn't it? So this is P prime 10, and this is equal to $20. Okay. Find the approximation of decrease in profit if we are decreasing 1 unit of goods.
Sir, sorry, can I ask?
Yeah.
I'm confused on why for number 3, the approximate profit for producing the 11th unit, but we put P prime 10 instead of P.
Yeah. What is P prime 10 means? What is P prime 10 means? If I add 1, it will go up by P prime 10, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
And what is this? This is 10, this is 11. So this is additional profit for producing the 11 unit, an approximation.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Any other questions?
Saya mau nanya, Pak.
Yes. Your name?
Felix, Pak.
Yes, Felix.
Apakah ini tuh akan selalu approximation, Kak? Pak, nggak bisa yang apa namanya, yang langsung final resultnya gitu, Pak?
Ya, ini actual profit bisa aja.
Oh.
Tapi ini temanya mencari finding approximation. Finding approximation.
Okay.
Karena biasanya fungsi profitnya nanti bisa susah banget. It can be pretty difficult. But the derivative we usually have a simplified version. But it is just an approximation.
Baik, Pak. Terima kasih.
Ya. Karena apa? The actual profit is quadratic, but the approximation is linear. It's much more easy. It's much more easy to deal with. Okay. Number 4, find approximation of decrease if we are decreasing. What is this? What is this? Decreasing. This is P prime 10, yeah. Decreasing 1 unit. What is the decrease in profit? What is the decrease in profit? Number 5.
Is it the same?
Yes, but minus.
Yeah, minus.
Yeah.
P9.
So it is minus $20. The approximate of decrease in profit. If it produce less 1 unit of goods from 10 units. Okay, yeah? Questions from here?
Sir, can I ask?
Yes, of course. Your name?
Anish, well, Nishi, but Anisha.
Anisha Noni Smoker, yes.
Yes.
Questions?
So if the, could you go up a little?
Yes.
Okay. So if the additional, additional profit gain, if it produced additional 2 units, it would be $40?
Very good, Anissa. Very good.
Okay.
And in the last part that we are going to discuss, what about additional a half unit?
10.
Can it be, Pak? Can it be a half unit? Don't forget, the unit can be in 100 units, can be in 1,000 units. So you can have a half unit. That is what we usually call the approximation in general.
Ini
Okay.
Ini berarti bisa pakai perbandingan.
Very good,
gitu ya,
Anissa
Pak?
Non-Smoker. Yes, your question?
Berarti bisa pakai perbandingan gitu ya?
Yes. Because it's a line. It's a line. And if you have y equals to x, if x1 is 2, 2 is 4. Yeah. Very good. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I think you have to try to look first at my slide and video. Why? if you have already looked at my slide and video, this is not your first time. If this is your first time, you will get very, very confused. I assure you. You will get very confused. But if you look at this the second time, the third time, maybe you have less confused. Yeah, okay. My bad. Sorry. This one. The profit is given by Px x squared, $1,000 for every production of X 100 unit of goods. Find the profit of producing the first 200 unit. What is this?
P200 and P201.
No. Look at the units. So you don't look at P200. No.
Oh.
What do you see for producing 200 units? What is this? P of producing 200 units is X.
200.
What is the X?
2.
Yes, the X is 2 because this is 200.
Oh, okay.
So this is given by, what is the profit here?
4.
No. Look at the unit.
$4,000.
Yes.
$4,000. 400,000.
Very, very careful when you are dealing with this problem. So what do you mean by profit for producing the 201 units, the first 201 units? What is this? What is this, ladies and gentlemen? This is P of 2.01.
Oh.
Yeah, because 2.0 times 100 is 201.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is 2.01 squared. You can try to do this. Okay. What is the actual profit? What is the actual profit for what is this producing? For producing the 200 unit is, what is the actual profit?
2.01.
Very good. P 2.021 minus P of 2. Don't forget in $1,000. Don't forget in $1,000. Okay, yeah. What about this one? Find the marginal profit. What is this one? What is the marginal profit? What is this one? Is given by
P
prime 2. Very, very good. Very, very good. The marginal profit when producing 200 units is P prime 2. Don't forget the units in $1,000. Okay, yeah? What about this? Additional profit gain if we produce 100 units from 200 units. What is this?
Is it P prime 3 minus P prime 2?
No. You look this. Additional 1 unit.
So P1 dong, sir.
Yeah. No. This is P prime 2.
$2,000.
Yeah. So you have, this is X equals 2. Don't forget, this is in 100. For every additional 1 unit, that is 3, what is the additional profit gain? Okay, this one, and it is given by the approximation P prime 2. Okay, find the additional profit, the approximation. Then the approximation, don't forget full sentences of additional profit gain if we produce 100 units is
P prime 2.
P prime 2. And don't forget in $1,000. $1,000. Okay, yeah. What about this? Decrease in profit if we produce less 100 unit than 200 unit. The approximate decrease, yeah. What is the approximate decrease in profit if we produce less 100 units?
P prime 2.
Minus 3.
Minus. Don't forget.
Minus
So
P prime 2.
Is minus P prime 2. Okay, you can find this yourself. $1,000. Find the approximate profit for producing 25 units from 200. So if I have this is 200, additional 100, it will increase the profit by P prime 2. What if I have 25 rather 25? This is for 100. Additional 100. Don't forget this is 100 unit. Additional 100, it will increase by P prime 2. Anissa non-smoker, if I want to have 25 units now from 200, what is the approximate additional profit?
Can you do a P prime 2 and then the equals times 1/4?
Very good. Because 25 out of 100, this is a quarter. This is a full 1. So when you go up by 1, you go up 1, you go up by P prime 2. What if you go out about a quarter, 25 out of 100? It will go by, what is this? P prime 2 times
quarter.
Yes, Anissa non-smoker. This is what you asked before. So the approximate. That's what we usually call the general approximation. It cannot have, in marginal analysis, it always one unit. But in approximation, you can have a general one. Is 1/4 times P prime 2. Maybe this one, if you don't understand, 25 out of 100 times P prime 2. Don't forget in $1,000. Questions for this?
No, sir.
Okay. One more before we end today. The quantity demanded for every P $100 unit price $100 unit price of a certain goods is DP. Okay, yeah. Don't forget this is a demand function. Demand function is always a decreasing function. This is demand function. This is P. This is the demand, the quantity. Quantity is the demanded, so Q equals DP. This is P, unit price in $100. $100. This is quantity in units. Okay, so this is in units, this is in $100. Okay, the first one, calculate D prime 5. Very easy. Calculate D prime 5. Very easy. And D prime, I have to know what is D prime X first. Maybe not X, but P, because the independent variable is P. D prime P is given by minus 1/3 P cubed. So the derivative is given by minus 1/3 times the derivative of P cubed. The derivative of P cubed, 3P squared. Okay, yeah. Plus, what is the derivative of this? This is just a line, gradient 100. So this one. What about D prime 5? D prime 5 is, okay, I can simplify this first. Maybe it helps. Minus plus minus 1/3 times 3 is 1P squared plus 100. Okay, yeah? Don't forget the units is in units. Control I. Okay, yeah. The second one. Sorry. So D prime 5 is minus 5 squared plus 100. This is 125 units, yeah.
It's 75, sir.
Huh?
75.
Okay. I missed the parenthesis. I missed the parenthesis. No. I mean, okay, this is, I have the hierarchy of operation in mathematics. We have to count the power first and then times minus. So I have minus 25 plus 100, that is 75. Thank you for your correction. Thank you very much. Okay, this one, if we increase the unit price, $10 for 500 units. Okay, this one. Don't forget, this is on 500. So this is 5. So this is 5, yeah. This is 5. This means 500 because the X is in $100. This is 500. And what do you? If we increase the unit price $10 from $500. Okay. First of all, what is D prime 5 means? What is D prime 5? D prime 5 is the slope of this. Sorry. The slope of this. What is the slope of this? It means for every one additional unit, it will decrease the demand by D prime 5. Okay, yeah? Okay, yeah? For every increase in 1 unit of price, okay, I can every increase in 1 unit of unit price, every increase in 1 unit of, okay, unit price, then the demand will decrease by, kok ini nggak turun sih di prime-nya? Ini kan kok nggak turun? Ini ganti aja ya. I change this ya. sorry. Soalnya seharusnya fungsi turun kok turunannya positif. Okay, so it will give you minus 75. So every increase in 1 unit of unit price,
minus 25, sir.
$100. Oh, thank you. So every every increase in 1 unit of unit price. So if you add $100, if you add the unit price is $100, people won't buy it. The demand will decrease by 25 units. Yeah. The problem is if we increase the unit price by $10 from $500, what is the approximate decrease of the quantity demanded? So every $100 increase in unit price, it will bring the demand decrease by 25. Every 100 unit plus, that is 1 unit in unit price, it will bring the demand to 25 units. So if I want to increase $10, if we increase just $10, if we increase just $10, what is the decrease here?
5 units.
Very good. Very good. If we increase the unit, the approximation of decrease in the quantity of demanded is 25 times, this is 25 times, yeah, 25, okay, yeah, and this is just 2,5 unit. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, yeah. Yeah, but okay lah, as a mathematics.
Negative, sir.
Huh?
Should it be negative?
Yeah. But I
decrease, yeah.
Yeah, decrease by 25 is minus 25, yeah. Decrease by 25 is minus 25 mean. So this decrease 25, yeah. If we decrease the unit price $10, maka the approximation of the increase in quantity demand, yeah, on the other way around.
Increase by 2.5.
It will, if we decrease the unit price and the demand will increase. What is the increase? Yeah, 2.5 unit, the same. It is a good example, yeah, because the unit is 2,5. Sorry. Yes, questions?
Yeah, I don't get why if we increase $10 from 500, the demand is 25 per 10. Shouldn't it be 5?
Can you repeat your questions again? Sorry.
I don't get why it is 2.5. Why isn't it 5? Because it should be multiplied by 1/5.
Seharusnya berapa?
Well, from my understanding,
Can
it's
I help to answer, sir?
Yeah, okay.
Because 5.1 0.1 is 1/10, right? So you divide 25 by 10.
Yeah, okay. Your name, lady?
Oh, it's still Anisha.
Anisha, if you increase the unit price nih by this, if you increase $100, the demand will decrease by 25 unit. So if you increase by 10, how many, Anissa? If you increase by 100, you will decrease the demand by 25 unit.
Okay.
What about if I increase just 10, not 100?
Oh, okay.
What is this? 10 over 100 times 25. Okay, if you can I just use this? 10 divided by 100 times 25. This one will do you get this, Anissa?
Yes, I get it now. Sorry.
Okay. I think this is all for today. Yeah, you can just look at again and again. I think it's not just once. You can look at my video also. There's a problem in daily input, daily output of production in a factory. Yeah, you can look at that. But this is the end of our session. Yeah, the approximation. If you still don't understand, I will explain it to you tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Look at the quiz. The quiz will be held in MS Team also today. It will be on. On 2:30, 1 minute from now. Okay, you can just look at my notes and follow my notes. Yeah. If you have something you don't understand, ask me. You can ask via personal chat in WhatsApp, or you can ask me using the MS Team. Just ask me. This is just an exercise for you to get used to with the final or midterm exam. Okay, it's okay. Don't forget, you have to fill your attendance list. I have opened it up for you. I think you can fill it up now until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Questions?
Sir.
Yes.
Will you upload this note on the
Yes.
MS?
Look at the content library week 3.
Okay.
This is on review additional notes on derivative. I think it is online. It is synchronized every seconds. Okay. Okay, thank you. Any questions? Oh, Raka. Okay, thank you, Raka. Thank you, Brian Octobiango. I can see you. Thank you. That the electricity is out. Okay, it's okay.